here today to see Gemma's Crafty cake.
Yeah, Maureen, yes, that's right.
Lovely.
Oh my lovely.
Is that a real cake?
It's a dummy for the wedding fair on Sunday, but you've walked in at a very crucial point, so you just have to bear with me a bit.
That's all right.
You carry
Look
on.
around your shop.
Yes. Oh, look. Oh, I love
And
this.
there's some fantastic cakes in there.
Oh, isn't that beautiful?
I can't describe the smell, it's gorgeous. There's some more
that
wedding
your-
cakes there.
Oh, look at that.
Gorgeous colours.
Oh, that is a real cake. I've seen the picture.
Yeah, you've seen the birthday
Yes.
picture. And also I think the black three-tiered
Oh.
cake you would have seen.
Isn't that gorgeous? You do bring us to some wonderful places, Jill. You really do.
It's nice to
This
see.
is smashing. This is a working shop and a working kitchen.
Work in progress.
A work in progress. Gemma's off to get some cakes out of the oven. Perhaps we'll have a little look. If you turn around, you'll just see she's doing the skewer treatment. Hello.
Lovely to meet you.
And lovely to meet you too. Thank you for the introduction.
That's all right.
Jill.
That's
Yeah,
okay.
I'm Jill in here. Oh, it's a shame we're not smelly vision because
Yeah,
the smell is gorgeous, gorgeous. And I'm looking at a beautiful cake you can't see yet, I don't think. Oh, look at that. Oh, yeah.
I'm so talented.
Yeah, Gemma, where did you get all that from? I mean, have you been baking long?
I've been doing it I've had the shop for nearly a year now, it'll be a year on the 26th of October, and I've always sort of liked baking and things like that. I was at my partner's auntie's in Nottingham about sort of 3 or 4 years ago, and she was showing me how to make some roasts, and I thought, oh, I actually quite like this, and it's just kind of spiralled from there really. These gerbras on the cake are sugar flowers, so they're all made out of icing. Yeah, they're all made
Can I
out
go near them?
Yes, you can.
Excuse me. I can't believe that
They're all made out of icing.
They are. They're made of ice. Did you make them?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. I go to evening classes one night a week to a lady called Glenda Price, and she lives in Stowmarket. We used to go to college, but then we've moved to her house, so it's more intimate. There's just a few of us.
Right.
So yeah, and I learned to do flowers there, and I absolutely love it. Yeah.
I mean, I just
So am I.
I thought that I didn't think they were. Did you?
Well, I know that.
You know.
Yeah.
She
I know Gemma's
You
skill.
wouldn't bring it up there.
I know that she has made flowers before by hand. I have.
And really, that's kind of what sets you apart from
Other
normal
bakers,
cake
maybe.
decorators. You know,
Yeah.
anyone can bake a cake. A lot of people can decorate cakes, but that's the kind of skill that people come for. You know,
Yeah.
the handmade flowers.
Do you know, I'm just so amazed, Jill, and you know this, I don't, that people now just have their own ideas.
Yeah, it's not just a traditional square three-tiered cake, is it? I mean, there's all sorts of shapes, forms, colours.
And this one here, I decided
Oh,
to do
look
sort of
at
mix it
that.
up a bit to have. It's not finished yet by any stretch.
Oh.
But I wanted to mix it up a bit because sometimes people can't decide if they want round,
Yeah, I'm sure
if
it's
they
a
want
good idea.
square. So really,
The embellishment.
and you can have whatever you want. You know, there is real no limits to what you can and can't have now. Some people think you just have to have fruit cake because that's what they had in the olden days.
Yeah.
But you don't. And if you wanted to have the top tier as a fruit cake, people think, well, they can't have that because it's really heavy. Well, you can, because all the cakes are dowled. They have dowling in them to support them. So you don't have to have your biggest cake at the bottom as fruit. You can have the top cake fruit, you can have the middle cake fruit, you can have lemon sponge, plain sponge, chocolate sponge, a mixture, whatever you want.
Oh, you're not just a cake baker, are you? I mean,
Expert cake
you know,
baker.
I would never think to ask these questions. Isn't that wonderful? So come to you and you will advise if you're not sure.
Yeah, and I do samples for people that are sort of unsure as to what flavour they want as well. They can have chocolate samples, lemon samples and plain samples. Obviously free of charge, no obligation, but I can't just have people coming in saying they're going to get married. There needs to, do you know what I mean?
of course, you need to
I'm like, oh
plan
yeah, I'm
ahead.
quickly getting married.
No,
You want some cake?
Yeah, and then obviously come
I was
to
gonna try
wedding fairs, come to wedding fairs and things like that, and then you can sample the fruit cake there, because I can't just do individual samples of fruit
No, of
cakes
course not.
because it all has to be done
Yeah.
together, so people can come and do that.
Is this what you're cooking now?
No, these are just birthday cakes.
Oh, are they?
Yeah, birthday cakes. this week. So
what's the most unusual wedding cake you've been able to make? And do they ask you, or are these your ideas?
No, these ones at the minute are my ideas, and some people would come and say a lady wanted one just completely plain, and it was all ribbed all the way around with just a lovely bouquet of handmade sugar flowers on the top. I mean, some people come and they've got no idea, which is nice if they can be led, but sometimes they've just no idea. And then I'm like, oh no, because you need to be able to pull something from them, whether it's what their dress is like, what kind of flowers they're having, what kind of colours. So,
when you get there, I bet you.
Yes, we sit down, have a cup of tea, look through some books, you know, just for some inspiration. But the sky's the limit. You can have whatever you want, really. You really can.
A few weeks ago, we looked at some of your samples of photographs that I took. One was the birdcage cake, which is outside, and also the black three-tiered one, and also the bouquet.
Yes.
I don't know if you've got that available to show the viewers properly. It's gorgeous, isn't it?
No, go and tell me.
They're all made out of icing.
No.
Yeah.
All of them?
Yeah.
Well, these as well?
Everything, yeah.
And they?
So precious.
They are! Oh my goodness, they are.
And I think you said to me that a bride actually used that as a bouquet.
Yes, this was actually one of our college pieces, and my friend did actually use hers as her bouquet,
That is.
And she made all the buttonholes as well, because obviously she could make all the buttonholes. And again, this is what sets you apart from just the sugar paste.
Yeah. You are the creme de la
Felixstowe.
Yes.
And in Felixstowe.
Yeah.
You could go to London and have a job to find this.
Yeah, for sure.
And you're here. You're not going anywhere, are you?
No.
Good.
No.
Fabulous. Absolutely fabulous. Oh, Julie brings the beautiful.
Well, you know.
Yes, you are.
There's the lady with the talent.
Yeah.
So, I just want to show the viewers, if I may, this, because this is gorgeous as well, the little bird cage one, which could be done for a wedding decoration, couldn't it?
Certainly,
Sort of table decoration.
Again, they're made out of the flour paste.
Yeah.
Do they all take you? They look as if
Hours,
they take a long time.
Hours.
Your patience is in.
Yeah, skill and patience and dedication.
But I'm very lucky, I love what I do. They're little models which are made out of icing. That poor little lady has lost her hat.
Oh no.
But there's a lovely one here.
Oh, look at that. Oh, that is.
She's made out of icing.
Would
It's a
that
bit
cost
faded.
a lot of money? If I wanted.
Yes, it would
Because of the
really,
work.
because of the time and the skill,
Yes.
because that's
Yes.
what you're paying for. You know, people
Yes.
say, "Oh, it's just a cake."
No.
The ingredients are just a cake. However, it's the skill and the time, and obviously you've got overhead, you've got your premises and everything as well. Is what you're paying for.
Yeah, sure.
So.
Can I ask a question as well? Like, if I was getting married and I needed a wedding cake, how much notice would I give you?
I've done it with about 3 weeks' notice before. The more notice the better. I've got 7 cakes booked in for next year already. And I've got a couple for 2016 as well. Yeah,
That's brilliant.
yeah, and it's just because then you're guaranteed the date. It doesn't matter if you change your mind on what design of cake you want 100 times between now and then.
Yeah.
You just want to secure that date, because obviously I'm limited as to how many cakes I can do on that one day.
And how long does an intricate wedding cake? I should think all your cakes are beautifully intricate. How long would they normally take you to bake a cake and then to write it?
Well, if someone's getting married on the Saturday, if it's a sponge cake, you can't bake the cake any earlier than the Thursday.
Oh.
So then I can be here at like 5 o'clock some Friday mornings, decorating until 10 o'clock some nights, yeah.
Do some of the sponge cakes, are they, so intricately decorated as well?
Yes.
So it doesn't really matter if it's sponge.
No, it doesn't matter at all, no.
So you really are under the cosh,
Yeah, yeah, you are. If it's a fruit cake, it's lovely because you can just decorate it and you can put it in the cupboard for a couple of months and forget about it. Whereas a fruit cake, a sponge cake, you can't. It literally has to be, as soon as it's cooled, it has to be jam, buttercream and ice covered to keep it fresh. So.
And that's actually shocked me because I can't imagine,
It is. Like Tuesdays and Wednesdays are lovely days because I just do a little bit of baking or tidying up, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Fridays, Thursdays, Fridays and Saturdays you can get a bit hairy.
Wow.
I'm
Sometimes
normally
you look
here.
at 12 hours a day.
Yeah,
or something.
yeah, and I'm normally here on a Saturday morning. I'm lucky if I can get in at 9. I can't remember the last time I started at 9 on Saturday. I'm normally here about 5 on Saturday morning, just to get everything ready to sort of go out.
So how many cakes do you do per week?
Normally about 20.
Are these
Not wedding cakes,
No.
these are normal cakes. Normally I can do 1 wedding cake a weekend and 20 normal cakes. So,
And they're intricate.
yeah,
decorated
yeah,
as
definitely, yeah.
well. So do you do plain cakes, or is it that really people come to see you because
Yeah,
of
because they want
beauty?
something different. Yeah, I mean, if you just want something, a normal cake, then places like Morrison's and Marks and Spencer's do the job just as well. But if you want,
It's a specialised
it's a
craft.
special. Yeah, if not everyone is going to want to pay for individual cakes every birthday, and I completely understand and completely appreciate that. There's a time and a place for a special, you know, like your mum's 80th or your son's 18th, or even the little kiddies' birthdays, because they're like Fun and Sam or some other characters are available. You know, they like certain things that you can't necessarily get in supermarkets. That's what people come to me for, is the specialised,
It's a unique design, isn't it?
specialised, personalised designs is what they're after.
I'm just
Gobsmacked.
I am. That's the word.
I told you that.
You did,
Amazing.
you know the best places,
Well, you
don't
know,
you?
it's getting to know who is good at their craft, and
Yeah.
you know, as a wedding planner, I wouldn't want to recommend someone that wasn't very good at baking cakes, because obviously that reflects
come back to
on
you.
me. Yeah, it does, and obviously, you know, that it's not good for
Another good reason to have a wedding planner. She finds you the creme de la creme. We found one
And I try and
today.
find it in Felixstowe, and I think, you know, obviously Gemma is up there.
Oh,
Probably
do you
the
have a
best wedding
website?
cake.
I've got a Facebook page,
Oh,
which is Gemma's Crafty Cakes.
look at the work on those.
They're all hand-piped buttercream, so each petal is individually piped, and the poppies in the basket there, they're all handmade.
No, I thought
icing,
that
so-
was just, that's actually...
And I did work out, I think there's about 22 hours work in them.
Oh, that is stunning.
It is beautiful, isn't
All
it?
of these have been... the
Yeah, they're all
patience
handmade.
is amazing. Is that knitted?
Yes, they're knitted ones. My mum knitted them once.
Talent runs in the family, obviously, doesn't it?
Definitely.
Yeah.
Very creative.
I know this isn't, well, it could be wedding as well,
Yes,
because you could
yes.
have that as a display, you know, for your guests, but you've got the cheese board there as well.
Well, that's plastic, is it?
It is a real cake. It is a real cake.
Everything is real
Yeah.
cake.
Yeah.
I'm surprised the walls aren't made of cake.
Yeah, they are real cake, because you can't get polystyrene dummies in that shape. Well, you probably could, but you'd pay a fortune, because the dummies that you decorate are really expensive anyway. So it's nice to have a dummy because it holds its shape, whereas if I was to bake all of them in cakes, it would deteriorate after time. So that's why we decorate the polystyrene dummies for display purposes.
Right. Yes, of course, of
Yeah.
course. But how amazing is that? Oh, and look at all of this. This is just so lovely. And all of these on here, look.
Mind you, when we opened, it was actually a year ago today that we got the keys for the place.
Is that all?
And we opened within 12 days. And it was a complete empty shell. There was no wall up, there was no kitchen in there. It was just one big empty room, yeah.
And you've got freezers, I didn't know.
Yeah, fridges, freezers, got me ovens. Just need a dishwasher, really.
Exactly. Oh, you haven't got one?
You might want volunteers to
Yeah.
wash up. If there's anyone out there.
Yeah, I can pay in cake.
Yeah, it's good enough.
Definitely.
So did it take off straight away? Were you
I've been
known
doing it
for
from home for about 3 years, and it got to the point where it either needs to stop or we need to go somewhere else, because it got to the point where we couldn't even eat dinner at the table because there was just cakes everywhere.
You reached the critical point.
Yes.
Yeah.
So then we decided to come here and not really got anything to lose. You've just got to try. That's the thing. You've just got to try. I'd rather try and it had all gone wrong rather than get to be sort of 60 and think, oh, what if?
Yeah.
What
So
it?
just
Never
wanna try.
say
no,
what
no,
it.
and
do
just
you
try.
have to- That's beautiful. I really love it.
It is gorgeous.
And I think since I've been here, I've done over 1,000 cakes.
Must have done.
Over 1,000, yeah. Alright, some of them are sort of boxes of cupcakes which are made to people's orders.
You can still have those weddings,
Yes.
can't you?
but look at, yes, I went to weddings where they had cupcakes
Yes,
at their
quite
wedding.
fashionable.
Yeah.
But look at the work in them. I mean, your
There's a lot of
cupcakes
work in them,
Yeah.
yeah. They're not just a 2-minute job.
Goodness me, so when you start icing, everyone has to keep quiet.
I'm afraid so.
They must,
When I first started, when I would cover a big cake, when you roll out of the fondant to cover a big cake, I used to make my other half leave the room because I used to get really worried in case it didn't sort of go on properly. Well, I couldn't do that now, I'd be on my own all the time. Some days I can stand there and cover 10 cakes, just one after the other, after the other, after the other. So, just on a bit now.
yeah, well, then you're expert, aren't you?
I can get that far.
1,000 cakes each year.
Yeah, oh, thank you.
It's an unusual colour, but it's gorgeous,
Yeah,
isn't
it's
it?
teal, that one.
Yeah.
And that's a wedding cake as well.
That's a wedding cake. That's an old-fashioned Garrett frill, which years ago people would have them on their cake the other way up, sort of going round it.
Oh, yes, I know, yeah.
And that's sort of a new twist on the Garrett frill, just sort of to update it and make it a bit modern.
And on the black cheese cake, is this lace that you've done?
That is edible lace,
Edible
yes.
lace, yeah.
Yes. That is baked in a silicone mat in the oven, and then taken off the silicone mat and then added onto the cake around the edge.
Lovely.
And the flowers are baked, are made.
And they're all
aren't they?
handmade,
Yeah.
the flowers as
Gorgeous.
well, yeah. And the dahlias on top of the centre cake
Yeah.
there is all handmade as well.
Oh, they're edible. Well, they're handmade.
Yeah, they're handmade out of a special icing, but it goes really hard, which is why you're able to make them. It goes really hard, so I wouldn't actually recommend anyone eat them. And especially after I've spent all them hours of work, I don't want people to eat them.
I'd keep them forever.
Yeah, they are
I'd keep
to be
them
kept.
forever.
Yeah. Especially ones like the lily, because they've actually got wires in them. So each petal is movable because each petal has a wire in it. So as soon as you start putting wires into things, they then become inedible.
Right, yes,
So-
but so beautiful and a memento as well.
Definitely,
The
yeah.
cake might get eaten,
Yeah.
but the flowers...
The flowers can be kept forever. You know, if you go around some older ladies' houses and you have a look in their glass cabinets, they've got the flowers off the wedding cake or their daughter's wedding cake, or they can be kept forever.
Yeah,
Really lovely.
It's just beautiful. And the bird cake.
Yeah, we looked at that, didn't we?
Yeah.
So-
We've got a picture of that.
How long did it take you to make the birdcage cake?
Not as long as you would think probably, because there is no handmade flowers on it. So
They are the thing that takes the time.
yeah, they really do take the time. They really do.
And so your patience is amazing.
It is, it's beautiful. Isn't it? Just watch Gemma do a swag for the top tier of the cake.
So I'm using drinking straws. You can use anything really that's gonna give you the movement and the icing. You can buy really expensive moulds and things, but I mean I have got a lot of moulds and a lot of other expensive equipment, but if you can just get away with using something that you've just got around the kitchen, then I'm all for that. And again, these were really popular, and I don't like to say in the olden days, but a long time ago, they were really popular on wedding cakes because they didn't have the amount of decoration that they have now. A bit fiddly, but once you get them...
So fascinating to watch, isn't it?
Amazing.
And this is one of the techniques that I learnt at one of my college courses.
Which college did you go to?
I went to Suffolk New College,
Okay.
and a lady from Stowmarket taught us, and that's a lady that I still go to now, and I've made such a great group of friends because we all like the same thing.
Sure.
It's really lovely.
Quite clever.
Isn't it? I'm just fascinated. Fascinating.
And then I'm just going to
Maybe
pop
your
some
next
glue.
career move is to, like, you know, teach people how to decorate cakes or something like
I'm a long way off that at the moment, but who knows, maybe one day. I'm not very patient either with people. Especially when the kids want to do it, I'm like, oh, give it here, I'll do it for you. Bit of a control freak. So I'm just going to trim it roughly to where I think it will be, and then you can trim it properly when you're there. And this will actually be finished on display on Sunday at the wedding fair, all being well. just hold it for the glue to take place. And then in between the swags, I'm going to put the brooch style icing with the pearls around it.
The brooch style, do you make and decorate, or do you buy those?
Oh no, I
already?
make them. Just make them. It's just a oval piece of paste, and then I just hand stick the pearls around the side. Again, you can buy moulds for things like that, but if you buy moulds, everyone's cake could be decorated with the same.
Sure.
So at least if you do your own, everyone's cake is different, and you're so limited with the moulds. There's enough room in between them to pop the brooches on like that. I'm going to do the same on the bottom as well.
Beautiful.
And as I keep reiterating, it's all here in Felixstowe. You don't have to go to London or Norwich or any major city to have it. The talent is here. So, any potential brides, come to Felixstowe.
Yes, absolutely.
That's the exciting thing. I think people think because we're quite a relatively small town that you're not going to find this sort of, dedicated type of workmanship.
Yeah, definitely.
Are you from Felixstowe?
Yes, always lived in Felixstowe. Yeah, my nan and granddad were from Felixstowe.
Wow.
So always lived in Felixstowe.
Local.
And I wouldn't want to go anywhere else.
No, the talent in Felixstowe is amazing.
We don't want you to go anywhere
No,
else.
I wouldn't go anywhere else.
I think once you've been here, nobody wants to leave.
No, love it. I'm just using the scales to weigh out. So all the brooches are the same weight. So then I know that they'll all be the same size on the side of the cake, which again is something you want to have them all the same. Because when people are paying this kind of money for wedding cakes, they don't want to have one brooch that's big, one brooch that's small.
Yeah.
You want to have them all the same.
It's going to be perfect.
And a lot of things you can do by eye. When you put them on, you can do it by eye. But something like this, it's got to be weighed out so you know.
It sort of doesn't look real, does it? You can't think somebody's done this freehand.
I mean, just watching you make that swag, it's just incredible how you do it.
Yeah.
A few straws. Amazing.
Yeah.
Never think that, would you? Incredible.
Yes, but I'm sure if I was to try it, it wouldn't quite come out
like the generation game.
Yeah.
Complete disaster if I tried it. I'm not known for my cooking anyway, so.
You're known for all your other talents.
Oh, yeah, so many.
Beautiful.
What's the glue called? Is it got a special name?
It is. You can buy sugar glue, but I just use a gum tragger cap, which is a hardener, and just put that in with some water because the sugar glue is really expensive for what it is.
Yeah.
So I just make my own. Another good thing that cake decorators use as a glue is royal icing. To us, it's super glue. It will stick anything.
Right.
You could probably build a house with royal icing, to be honest. Yeah, it's really good stuff.
That could be your next project.
Really good stuff. So then this will just have the pearls round the brooch, which will just finish it off and tie it in.
Beautiful.
It's lovely for the viewers to be able to see you actually, doing some work and how you go about it. It means so much more, I think.
Definitely. And at any time, if anyone wants to come in to order a cake or anything, I always encourage people to come out the back and just have a look. So they can just see, sometimes it's a complete bomb site because there's cake mixture everywhere or cakes everywhere or washing up everywhere. But it just gives them an idea so they can sort of have a look round and see where it all happens, really.
Yeah. I'm sure any bride would be ecstatic over that. It's gorgeous.
I'm pleased with how it's turned out so far. Sometimes when you go to do one, you have the ideas in your head and you draw it and put it down and you think, I don't know what it's going to look like.
Do you always draw your designs?
No,
okay.
Very rarely actually. I mean, like the gerbera cake I didn't, I just kind of went for it. Yeah, just went for it.
It's just amazing. I've had a wonderful time. I really enjoyed this.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
Lovely to meet you.
Thank you. And Jill, as ever.
That's all right. Okay, thanks, Gemma, for allowing us into your poverty and showing us your skills.
It's just lovely.
Let's see if people want to come and order their cakes for any occasion, really. Open for business.
I'm open Tuesdays to Saturdays, 9:15 till 4. Evening appointments are available. Obviously, those that are wanting to sort of look into a wedding cake.
For discussion.
If people are working or whatever, then I'm more than happy to pop back of an evening.
So how do you order? How do you contact you?
People can get in touch with me via Facebook or just pop in for a chat really. So we can have a little chat about how many people they want to feed, what kind of ideas they've got, what kind of flavours, and we can just take it from there.
And shall we give your address here?
Yes, certainly. It's 111B High Road East, Old Felixstowe, IP11 9ES. So it's just past the spa shop on the way to the ferry.
Perfect. And if you've got a sat nav, easy.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Lovely. Thank you.